The Pete Souza Show is back. We are presented by Slovacix, and right now we're riding with the king, baby. King McClure joins us from the road. He's headed back to Waco today to film Inside the 12. You can catch Inside the 12 with King and I on all your Big 12 stations around the markets there, and also you can catch it on the Big 12 YouTube. What's up, King?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got some questions I really want to talk to you about when we get into basketball. I want to start with the NBA. Jimmy Butler, is this situation, is it textbook for Jimmy Butler to wear out his welcome, or is this a situation where the Miami Heat are handling this the wrong way?
I mean, I just think both parties need to just be done with it. Like, if Jimmy Butler doesn't want to be there, then don't make him be there. Like, do not force this man to be somewhere where he doesn't want to be. And honestly, as an organization, if a guy doesn't want to wear a Heat jersey, then okay, walk. Let's go find guys that actually want to put on a Heat jersey. So I think that if you're Miami, like, you just got to let this man go. But also, if you're Jimmy Butler, I mean, there's certain ways to handle things, and I mean, I just call it standing on business. Like, Jimmy Butler he wants to be done and standing on it. And I just think that they need to wash their hands clean, move on from it, because it's been dragged on a little too long.
Okay, so I watched one of your studio brethren up there. King does a lot of analysis for ESPN and calling games and analyzing games, but also studio work for ESPN up there in Bristol. And I saw Kendrick Perkins yesterday. He made a really good point, because I'm from the old school, King. Like, I love Pat Riley. I love, like, his iron fist approach. You know, it's like Heat culture, the Heat way. But Kendrick Perkins brought up a really good point last night. He said Pat Riley needs to understand this is a players' league now. This is not 2004. This is not 2005. What do you make of that comment? Like, is it a situation where it's more of a players' league now, and owners and general managers and coaches need to figure that out and kind of get with that if they're going to win?
Yeah, I agree 100% with that, and I think we even see that on the college level now. I mean, players have so much control of the situation more than they ever have before. I mean, because the players can choose not to play. A player in college, when we talk about college games, they're making so much money to where, like, not a lot of players, but there's some players making more than the coaches in certain situations, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that places, when it comes to the college game and professionally, they have more control, more power than they ever have before. So I agree 110%. Like, Pat Riley has to understand that you're not the number one guy. I mean, you're the number one player, the number one people in the organization are your players. You got to keep them happy. And if they aren't happy, if they want to leave, then you need to let them leave, or they're going to do things like this.
There's a great, the numbers kind of speak to what these guys would make, right? So you look at King McClure's numbers in 2017. I got you clocking like $750,000, like a year, right? So what kind of car are you driving if you're making $750,000 at 21 years old? Because I was out, Jaden Quaintance at Arizona State, he's got a Maybach with 21 on the front. I mean, now he's making a lot of dough. But what kind of car would you be driving if you were making that much money? Let's put you at $750,000.
First off, a Maybach at 18 is insane. Me personally, honestly, back in the day, I probably would have got a GLE 350 Mercedes Benz. The one that looks like a coupe. It's like a coupe, but it looks like a car, but also an SUV.
Yeah.
And like that I would have got a GLE 350 or a BMW X6. Honestly, I probably would have got the X6, to be honest.
I mean, this is the smooth character we're talking to right now. The car kind of embodies King McClure, just smooth on the court, making his way to the hoop, smooth pulling up from Jay or with Jay's. Hey, what about last night? VJ Edgecomb, 30 points, right? Like a career high. And I was saying, you could say career high all you want in the middle of November of a freshman year. It really doesn't mean anything. But late into January, 30 points at home in a Big 12 game, that's stepping up. That performance, is that something that Baylor can lean on going forward? Because they need something to take them out of the wilderness. Is a performance like that something they can expect going forward, or was that just a prolific performance by an amazing athlete?
I think that he can be that guy. He shot the ball really well. That's what I'm more so looking at. When I watch VJ Edgecomb, I know he's athletic. I know he's going to get buckets in transition. I know when he slashes, he's going to be able to get to the rim. Like, I'm looking at his jumper. Like, is it fluid? Is he confident in taking it? Like, how does it come off his hand? Like, is his follow through straight? Like, I'm looking at things like that, and everything looked good last night. His jumper from, his feet to everything else, the rhythm, the flow, it all looked good. He was confident shooting it. It looked good. And I think that this is a performance in which, they're going to need from him. If you don't have Jeremy Roach or Langston Love, they need a guy to step up and be able to score. And he has to be that guy. He has the capability to be that guy when he's able to knock down shots the way he knocked down shots last night. So I think that this is a performance in which will give him confidence. But moving forward, this should be the expectation. I mean, maybe not 30 every night, but a smooth 18 plus. Like, you got to be that guy because Baylor needs scoring. They need that from him.
All right. Well, I got a couple more for you. One more. His 12 of 13 from the free throw line last night for a freshman. What does that say to you about a guy that young stepping up and just like ice water in his veins, hitting those free throws like that? I think that's something that could be overlooked, but that's really positive.
Yeah, I think there's a few things. First off, he got to the line 13 times. That's impressive. That means you're able to draw fouls. You're able to get there. Secondly, it tells me that you have good touch. 12 for 13 is not easy to do. So 12 for 13 shows me that you have the capabilities of being a knockdown, consistent shooter, that your touch is there, the form is there. Because typically they say people who are good free throw shooters is like almost like an indicator of if you're able to be able to step out and extend your range a little bit. So I think that it shows that VJ Edgecomb has the capabilities to be a good shooter.
All right, one more for you. Who is, as you and I get set to tape Inside the 12, who is the most exciting player in the Big 12 that you have seen so far that people need to watch?
Oh, that's a great question. I would probably have to say, even though he can't come up a bad performance, but I'd probably say Javon Small, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the way he played against Iowa State, he's just dynamic. I mean, Iowa State's one of the best defensive teams in the country. And for him to literally put the team on his back when he got off to a slow start and just carry the team and some of the shots he was able to make, some of the finishes he was able to, create. He's a high-level guard who I really think is a legitimate NBA player. And they're doing all of this without, Chuck the degree. So, for him to step up and, everybody knows that he's the focal point of the offense. Everybody's game planning for him. And he's still able to get the same stuff off and still be able to have the same level of effectiveness. To me right now is Javon Small.
Outside of Javon Small, if there was one guy in the Big 12 or that you've seen so far that you had to guard, right? Like, which guy are you? And I know you probably weren't scared of anything, but which guy is keeping you up at night? Like, which guy, before you have to check him the next day, are you thinking, man, this is going to be tough. I'm going to have to be very, very on my game.
Because of recency bias, I'll go Caleb Love.
Okay.
Caleb Love, and the only reason why I say Caleb Love is because he loves to shoot the basketball, and dudes like him are extremely dangerous because if they get hot, you are in for a long, long night. If they're not hot, you're okay. But if they do get hot, which they have the tendency to be able to get hot, you are in for a very, very long night. And they just don't stop shooting. Like, typically when you see good scores, or you see guys who can shoot the basketball and score it, they know their limits. They might take 14, 15 shots, and they might take the right ones, right? If you're, they create an angle or something like that. But it's really hard to guard dudes who take bad shots because they can make those bad shots. And the shots that you think they're hey, he's not going to shoot that. He's not supposed to shoot that because I'm right here. And they still get it up and still have a chance to make it. Those are the dudes that kind of keep you up at night and you're dang, I got to literally be locked in because at any moment he can fire something up from 40 feet.
King McClure, I'll check you out in about a half hour whenever we get set to kick this thing off over there, KWTX. I appreciate you joining me today, brother.
Of course, my man. Anytime.
All right. We'll see King in a little bit. ESPN's King